Hi dear friends and subscribers, welcome back to the Cricket Happening show today. And in this particular show, there's no cricket being played today. So basically what I'm going to do is it's not something cricket news or something. It's just going to be just talking about plain cricket. That's it. Because as you know, the cricket show, this Cricket Happening show, which is running today, is all thanks to you, dear friends and subscribers. Your support has been absolutely tremendous. Pretty glad to know that the audience loves this show, and they are pretty happy about it. I do have the pleasure of bringing forth the Cricket Happening show every day to you. And as I said, the Cricket Happening show doesn't matter whether there is any cricket played or not, but something or the other, I'll be definitely be talking about cricket. Now, one thing, let's start off with something that is going to be pretty significant when West Indies, as you know, are already in India. They're already playing. They played a match against Uttar Pradesh where Chris Gale and Marlon Samuels got some runs under the belt, and Parvinder Singh for Uttar Pradesh also did well. Now, the focus is going to be shifting on to this tour now. The first test matches. No, only two test matches going to be played. Basically, this series is seen the 199th test would be played by Tendulkar, which would be played at Eden Gardens, Kolkata. When Eden Gardens, Kolkata is absolutely G'd up for having, because they know that they are never ever going to see. And Eden Gardens, Kolkata, as you know, is one of those grounds which is the hallmarks as far as India is concerned, because you have the spectators milling around at Eden Gardens in Kolkata. And Tendulkar, and as you know, Eden Gardens in Kolkata, one already knows that Eden Gardens, whenever any test match is played, it is absolutely chock-a-block. And why not? And this is going to be no exception, because not only going to be an exception, it is going to be something, a very a wonderful sight to see. You're going to have people grappling, trying to grab tickets and come and watch Sachin Tendulkar in action. And Sachin Tendulkar himself would like to, say goodbye to the Eden Gardens crowd with a century. So the eyes are all focused. I mean, it's not more about the West Indies being in India. It's just Sachin Tendulkar for the two test matches that are coming up. Absolutely, the focus is absolutely the periscope is on Sachin Tendulkar, the master batsman from India, and his glittering career is slowly coming to an end after this particular match, and then the last test match, which would be played in front of his home fans, home ground, Mumbai, the Wankhede Stadium, where it is going to be played. So, but before that, the Kolkata, as I said, they are absolutely G'd up. There is absolutely there's no frenzy for the match. The frenzy is for Sachin Tendulkar, the player. For the player, the frenzy is absolutely at fever pitch. And as I said, it's all about Tendulkar. It's all about Tendulkar. The Indian fans will definitely be hoping that Sachin Tendulkar once again gets off with a century. And what a time for Sachin Tendulkar to end. I mean, he has been a part of the World Cup. When Mahendra Singh Dhoni lifted the World Cup, he has been a part of the T20. He has been part of the IPL, Mumbai Indians winning it, the IPL 2000. And not only that, they also won the Champions League. So that's been something that Tendulkar would savor for quite a long time. So he has been a part of the success, whether it has been India, whether it has been Mumbai, whether it has been West Zone. Sachin Tendulkar has always been there. So, as I once again say, the focus is absolutely and simply on Sachin Tendulkar when this series starts. And Kolkata is absolutely prepared. There is a lot of lot of hype going around, and people are. There have been a lot of billboards, posters, remarks. Everything is being said, and one really looking forward to Tendulkar. And Eden Gardens would be seeing the last of Sachin Tendulkar, and I'm sure Tendulkar would like to take Eden Gardens with himself, because Eden Gardens has been such a lovely ground. It has a huge capacity, and as I said, the spectators just are milling around every time when a test match or any of the matches is played at Eden Gardens, and there is going to be absolute fun, entertainment, and whatever you call it. Sachin Tendulkar, the man in focus. Okay, so now let's shift on from here. Now let's look at the one-day internationals, which culminated the international series. As I said, was the most fiercely contested series as far as India and Australia were concerned. And for me, I've never seen a series which has gone into to such heights. And also keeping in mind the amount of runs that were scored. It's totally unbelievable. This is a series. There were 7 matches which were played. Out of that, 2 matches were washed out, and if you see the outcome, it was a 3-2 outcome. So just imagine if those matches was being played, what would have been the outcome? And the stats are there. The stats really tell you the story. 107 sixes were scored in these 7 one-day international matches. 345 fours were hit, and there were 9 centuries in this 7 one-day international series which was played between India and Australia. And one thing that one would be fair to assume, Mahendra Singh Dhoni has already mentioned that it gives an unfair advantage to the batsmen because of probably one is also tempted to feel that getting a double century, is it something like we saw a double century from Rohit Sharma. Now I wouldn't be surprised if ICC are going to keep the same rules and they're not going to amend any rules, which they are not going to, because it's already the ICC meeting is over, and this is the rule they're going to follow, where in the non-power play overs you can't have more than 4 fielders outside the circle. Now if that rule is going to stay, I wouldn't be surprised. Rohit Sharma's double century might only be the beginning of double centuries in one-day internationals. Right now, yes, Sachin Tendulkar, Sehwag and Rohit Sharma, all from India, are owning those double centuries. They are the only ones who have scored one-day international centuries as far as in the annals of one-day international history. But one thing that I have a feeling, because as I said, runs were just flowing, and I just imagine that if at all those 2 matches which were washed out at Cuttack and the other match which was washed out would have been played, what would have been the story? How many more runs would have been scored? So I think it's like Mahendra Singh Dhoni already voicing his opinion, saying that gives an advantage to the batsman. Well, I definitely have to agree with him, and to me, it doesn't surprise me now, because Rohit Sharma's double century, I think, might only be the beginning of seeing lots of double centuries being scored. Maybe double centuries are something which we are going to see in the forthcoming one-day international matches whenever it is going to be played, if the rules are going to remain the same. Not only that, and another thing that I would like to talk about is also about the conditions. The conditions that are prevailing. The new rules which have come in, like you have 2 new balls at either end, which is continuing. That also helps basically, and I think it's something that we are going to see a lot. As I said, the double century of Rohit Sharma might just be the beginning, and we might see a lot of double centuries. So so the cricketers, I'm sure the batsmen are going to make hay while the sun shines then. Okay, let's leave from there and just go to a particular aspect of cricket. We have seen in the past that in the past, like Shahid Afridi, the Pakistani bowler, was scuffing the ball. We had something which happened. This was in the recent past. I remember the late Tony Greig commentating and definitely looking at Afridi and saying that he's doing something to the ball. And then Shahid Afridi had to apologize. So But now, as far as ball tampering is concerned, we have had a lot of stories before, and then Du Plessis was into a real soup there by trying to actually polish the ball on his trousers, and it was probably thinking one was probably tempted to feel that he's trying to actually rub the ball on his zippers so that it could actually scuff the ball. But well, it's yes, Du Plessis has very clearly mentioned here that he's not a cheat, and he doesn't want to do anything that is against the rule of the game. And Pakistan got 5 penalty runs. So now this is something that Du Plessis says that what he has said in his defense is that he's the person who actually polishes the ball, because he said that there are a lot of people who actually are given the ball to shine. You have designated people who can actually shine the ball, so that you keep one end of the ball shiny, so that it affords you some reverse swing. Now that is what so basically there was an allegation that he had to do it, and there was no harsh penalty, but Du Plessis absolutely harsh, there could have been a harsher penalty for him and a ban, but nothing of the sort. There was only a 5-run penalty as far as the match was concerned. Now Du Plessis has definitely denied that, and he never intentionally, he said that he never tampered with the ball, which is good. And let's see what exactly happened there. There was nothing has been really proved, because after the 5 runs was awarded, and he was also docked 50% of his match fee. Now Du Plessis definitely pleaded guilty, but well, one does not know what really has transpired, and well, it's something which is not good for cricket for sure. But well, that was one episode which was a very sad episode. But now, in fact, Du Plessis says that he has become extra wary, because if at all even anyone throws the ball, he's afraid that it might be something that might go against him. But well, it's cricket. He has to get on with things here, and Du Plessis has absolutely denied that he did scuff the ball, and well, that is what Du Plessis says. As there is this news coming in from South Africa. And Jonathan Trott, as you know, didn't have a good series last time against Australia. Has really made certain technical changes to his batting style, batting technique, and one is hoping that he would be in a position to actually do something good when England and Australia clash in the Ashes Test series. Well, as I said, there's nothing. It's just talking about plain cricket, and Shane Warne has also come in his autobiography. In his book that he has published, he has actually said that Michael Clarke is a better captain than Ricky Ponting, and also said that the English captain Alistair Cook is also a negative captain. So that's what he says. And one would remember today is 4th of November. Now 4th of November is the day, it's the birthday of the South African, of the Australian coach. Not a coach, or he's a mentor. Rodney Marshs is celebrating his birthday today, and well, wish him the many happy returns of the day from here on this Cricket Happening show. Rod Marsh of Australia, as you know, Rod Marsh was a wonderful hitter of the ball. He was there during the days when Lillian Thomo and Caught Lily Bowl Marsh was pretty common there, with Lilly and Jeff Thompson, the pace spirits from Australia, and they were pitted against the likes of the West Indian pace battery, which consists of Andy Roberts, Joel Garner, Malcolm Marshall. No, probably not Malcolm Marshall. Andy Roberts, Joel Garner, They had Michael Holding, Colin Croft, and that was the bowling attack. And Rodney Marsh was such a player, really liked to attack the bowlers, and he really had everything in him. And then he assisted the MRF Pace Foundation in India, and along with Dennis Lilly, did a lot of work there. And then slowly he became the coach of the Academy of Excellence. As you know, he was the director of the Academy of Excellence in cricket in Australia. And finally, well, it was so I just thought, something to talk about on this cricket episode. It was Rodney Marsh's birthday, so I thought, let me just do just sort of a small stint on Rodney Marsh. I know I have not done real justice as far as this is concerned. Now, Rodney Marsh was in the days of when I was really following cricket on radio, because on those times we didn't have the television in India actually telecasting matches, and one had to really depend on the ABC, the Australian Broadcasting Corporation. We call it Radio Australia, and it was the Australian Broadcasting Corporation who are giving ball-by-ball descriptions of those. But I do remember those days of the radio cricket commentary days, where my favorite Australian radio commentators were Jim Maxwell. Along with him, he had Tim Lane, and they had Neville Oliver, and Peter Roebuck. The late Peter Roebuck was the expert commentator. So those were the days. I just I thought I would just share it with you, dear friends and subscribers. I just wanted to go down memory lane, as it was Rodney Marsh's birthday. Well, dear fans and subscribers, I think I've done a bit of talking on cricket. Probably I might have bored a few people, people who might not even know who is Rod Marsh and what he did, but he was a wonderful wicketkeeper. He was a great wicketkeeper, one of the best Australian wicketkeepers Australia ever had. And to keep to the likes of the pace spearheads who were really hurling the ball at really breakneck speed, pace. That was Dennis Lilly and Jeff Thompson. They had Max Walker, Len Pascoe, and all those bowlers. I thought Rodney Marsh did a fantastic job, and he was according to me, he was the best ever wicketkeeper that Australia has ever produced, and he was also a very attacking batsman. Well, dear fans, friends, subscribers, on this note, on talking about Rodney Marsh a bit, your host Ram is going to end the Cricket Happening show for today, but promising you that there is more to come tomorrow. Until then, it's goodbye. Thank you.